So have it right, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC, big up to every single one of you live and locked in. Hope everyone is doing well, winning life. First and foremost, I want you all to smash to piece that like button. If you haven't smashed it, smash it right now. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you do so. We've got the notification bell ding dong, let's have it right so you know when we go live. And we've got the Minerals FC Ultras membership, which is down below in the description. Salute to all the Minerals FC Ultras. Salute to our Chelsea old boys. We see things they'll never see. And salute to no surrender mentality. So let's have it right. Straight in off the bat. Yesterday's game. Manchester United in the gutter. Went to play Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest win 1-0. They go 8 points above us. What phase is Nuno in? I haven't heard any trust the process PR from Nottingham Forest. And they've spent a few bob. Let's have it right. They spent a lot of money. In fact, they got promoted when these clowns took over our football club. And there's no trusted process, but yet they look like they're solidifying their place as third position in the league, going 8 points ahead of us to get Champions League. And we're in our phase 3 of trust the process waffle from all the brown envelopes. And we're just trying to get top 4. Yeah, after spending 1.5 billion. Let's just put it into context, shall we? Let's put it into context. But what happened straight after that game yesterday? What came out? Enzo Maresca says, personally, I'm convinced we're a better team than 2 months ago. The reason why is that you need to go through this kind of difficult moment. With the amount of injuries we had, my duty was to try and find solutions, and we tried to move players, change positions, and try to find different solutions. So in that period, we lost to Fulham, who haven't won at Chelsea for 45 years. We lost to Ipswich, who haven't won a home game, being in the Premier League for 22 years. We recently lost to Arsenal, 1-0. At the Emirates, the worst Arsenal team, the worst team that I've seen them under Lego head, with an entire front line out of injuries, and yet Arsenal are above us. Arsenal beat us, and we were a shambles. So what does that tell you about the gap in where we are and how far behind we are against Arsenal, against Liverpool, amongst Man City, how many injuries have Man City had? And they're still above us. By 1 point, but they're above us. What about Nottingham Forest? Not even about injuries. They're above us. What are we doing here? So the excuses FC's come out from Enzo Maresca. I don't want to hear excuses about injuries. Well, what did we lose? Jackson, Lavia, and Madueke. Oh, and Fofana. Oh, wow. Like we were doing so well with Fofana. Like we were doing so well with Jackson with 8 games where he didn't score an assist. Madueke hasn't scored an assist in how many games, bar his hat-trick against Wolves and scoring against Nottingham Forest, who we drew at home to a 10-man Forest. Nottingham Forest, by the way, very resilient, very well-oiled machine. And they look like they deserve to get Champions League football. So what's our excuses? There is no excuses. So how is this gaffer telling us that we're a better team than 2 months ago? What's happened? Because we haven't had Palmer now, all right? All of a sudden now, we're a better team because we got what? We got Palmer back, apparently. We got Jackson. We got Madueke. And let's have it right. I'm hearing Palmer is carrying something. So are they going to risk him? They're going to risk him because, as Enzo Maresca says, we rely on Cole Palmer for everything. We got Fofana back, a second game back since he's come back from injury. And Enzo Maresca told us he was out for the whole season. He's not out for the whole season. When Fofana said, I'm not going to be out for the whole season. Chelsea Football Club told us that Fofana's going to be out for the whole season. He's not out for the whole season. And let's have it right. I don't want to hear about injuries. We've got how many players in our squad? We've got how many unbelievable talents in our squad? We've built a 100-point team. What are we doing here? So, again, yes man tax from Enzo Maresca. He also says, on analysing the season so far, in my personal opinion, I can see a team that has been improving a lot since day one. It's very clear what we want to do on and off the ball. While for sure in some games we could do better. We could do a lot better in a lot of games. And we are on a decline. We're not improving. We're not progressing. And the patterns of play are not getting any better. And the style of football is getting boring. Let's have it right. And once we come against low blocks, there's no solutions. You're not a problem-solving gaffer. You're rigid in how you play football. And you haven't even got the options because the players are not good enough anyway. He also says the reason why we had a bad moment in this in the season is that we had 6 or 7 injuries. And this isn't just for us. Other clubs who have 6 or 7 injuries, they drop something. Yeah, like I named all the clubs, Arsenal in particular, who we got beaten by. And they didn't do anything. They could have beaten us 3-0. We created nothing. We lost to Brighton back-to-back. We've lost to Fulham, Ipswich, all these teams that we should not be losing to because we were on fire. We were in a title race. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, we're not in a title race. We're not trying to get top 4, as he says. Yeah. He then goes on to say about Champions League. No matter who's playing, we want to be direct and quick. They press high. We can't do that if they sit back. In our last 3 home games, they have been games where they sit everyone behind the ball. When you have players who love to run in behind, it's easier. Well, you need to find solutions, yeah? And maybe you need to play a bit quicker instead of allowing the opposition to get into their shape, into their low block defense mechanism, bro. Yeah, but you're not versatile like that. And the players are not good enough like that. And the balance ain't there. And we don't have leadership. We don't have experience. We don't have a spine. So it's going to be very, very difficult in doing that. Entemesk says on how crucial a win against Spurs would be. He says from that win, you can build momentum for the end. They're all important games and are all 3 points. We need to win as many games as we can and we will see where we finish. We will see where we finish. Let's have it right. We will see. He also says about the Champions League that we have to. Chelsea's a club that has to be in the Champions League. We need to bring it back where it belongs. Well, when these clowns bought our football club, yeah, when Roman got robbed of his baby, that he's not happy is how it's been run, and he's very unhappy his baby's been taken from him. Let's have it right. Ask John Obi Mikel. Well, we haven't got Champions League football. But we had Champions League football and we were the world champions and we were recent Champions League winners and Super Cup winners. So you can see we're not progressing. We're declining as a football club and the money's running out to strengthen and to actually build a proper team, which they're not going to do. But in terms of where we are now after tonight's results, Newcastle won, Man City won, Aston Villa won. I don't know, did Brighton win? But as it stands right now, we are sitting 6th in the table with 49 points. Newcastle on 50, Man City on 51, Nottingham Forest on 57. And below us, 1 point behind is Aston Villa. And Brighton is 2 points behind us. So have it right. So it's nice and tight. It's squeaky bum time for Enzo Maresca and Clown Lake and Blue Co. While we're hearing about from Matt Law that Meatloaf Bowley has got no obstacles in buying the Daily Telegraph. Well, Matt Ford-Law's sweating. Let's have it right. He's thinking, am I going to get my P45 or am I going to be employed and do as I'm told, as I'm doing right now? And I'm trying to get my brownie points, you know what I'm saying, earn my stripes with Meatloaf Bowley because I would do anything for pound notes. And we won't talk about vivid seats or the dead because we're all bored. Let's have it right. So, yeah, it's not looking too healthy. It's a must-win game tomorrow against Spursy. Spursy have also announced that they got no Kulusevski or Danso. So, I mean, you're not going to get a better opportunity than that. And Spurs are dross. Spurs are sitting 14th. They are having a stinker. Andrew might be back on his kangaroo, back to, well, somewhere else, but not Spursy. And there's talk of Pochettino, bottle job Pochettino, who these clowns employed, knowing the rivalry between Chelsea and Spurs, could be going back to Spursy because that's his home. He loves it there. You know, he never loved Chelsea. Let's have it right. He decided not to be a yes man. That's why he got sacked because, well, I didn't see it the way we did. You know, he was telling us he wanted to keep Gallagher. We needed pure profit. He wanted to keep Thiago Silva. We wanted him signing NDA. He wouldn't do it. Who else was there? Oh, who cares, bruv? He wanted experience. He wanted to keep Trev Chalobah, but we wanted to sell him, so we had to loan him and then go, oh, we can't play Enzo Maresca style to then bring him back in January and get his stocks up because our defenders we bought are shit. Yeah, let's have it right. So you're going to have the best opportunity to beat Spurs. I will not accept losing or drawing to this dross Spurs or any Spurs team. And I know I've got no doubts we're going to beat them tomorrow because we always do. It's a 3-pointer all the way. And we are that bad. We are playing that bad. We've got Madueke coming back, Jackson, and a Cole Palmer maybe, who are going to all be thrown in there. We've got no Lavia. Lavia is out. Now, we were told Lavia is back in training. He's working. He's landing it. Let's talk about Romeo Lavia. Because I've got some very, very worrying stats here. Romeo Lavia has played 40 matches for Chelsea in 20 months. He started 9 games, completing 0. He's played more than 45 minutes just 7 times. This guy is built on cheese strings. And I don't know, has Bluco got the remedy to help him get back to tickety-boo? It doesn't look like it. So their medical team ain't helping Lavia. And Lavia is a top player. Lavia is key to Enzo Maresca's way of playing. But now he wants to play Reece James in midfield. He only sees Reece James in midfield, but Thomas Tuchel only sees him as a fullback or right back or right centre-back, because that's Reece's position. You know, and he loves Reece because he won the Champions League with Reece. But Enzo Maresca seems to know him better than Thomas Tuchel, the elite gaffer. Of course he does. But Reece James says, he was asked a question about playing in midfield. And he goes, when did you play in midfield? Well, I played in the under-11s and the under-15s, you know, so I've played a bit of midfield. But obviously a lot of players, you see it all the time. They start in youth in a position and they never end up. Like our Scott McTominay used to play striker and now he's not a striker, is he? Doesn't play striker. Let's have it right. But Enzo Maresca, well, he knows best, doesn't he? Play Reece in midfield. Why is he playing Reece in midfield? To compensate for Enzo Fernandez and to help Casado. That's the only reason. So it looks like we're going to see Reece James in midfield till the end of the season, and hopefully he doesn't get an injury, because the likelihood is he could get an injury playing in midfield. You're meant to have more legs, but you've got Casado there to do what N'Golo Kante used to do, basically be 2 men on the pitch to compensate for the deficiencies in the midfield. And we've got plenty of deficiencies running all through the team. Ask Winstanley and Stuart Little, who wanted to buy Garnacho, who had a stinker last night. To have it right. But don't worry, I'm Alex Goldfish, and I can tell you, I messaged the owner. I'm not going to tell you which one. I messaged directors, and I told them, and I know they've read it, that if you buy Garnacho, it's not wise to do that. You can't do that. And you'll be gone. The owners can't be gone. Oh no, they can sell the club, but they'll be gone. They'll be gone. Well, luckily, thanks to Alex Goldfish, we didn't buy Garnacho. You know what I'm saying? Let's have it right. Must-win game tomorrow. End of story. Lavia, I like the player, but we knew he's injury prone. These clowns are buying players on knockoff prices, but it's not even a knockoff. We spent 60 odd million on this guy. Yeah, we spent 300 million, over 300 million on this midfield of Enzo Fernandez, Casado, and Lavia, and we hardly see them play together, bruv. And when Lavia was fit, Enzo was on the bench. Make it make sense. So we're going to have no Lavia till the end of the season, more than likely. We don't know what the situation is. You've got no fit Jackson, match fit Jackson, no match fit Madueke, no match fit Cole Palmer. And we're going to throw them in there. And when we talk about Sancho, he was asked, Enzo Maresca, about Sancho. He says, do you want to sign Sancho? He says, all the players that we are with us, I love. I'm completely focused on our 9 games, 2 months to go. Then in the summer, we will see what happens. We'll see what happens. You're not getting backed. You've got no influence on the signings. The ownership by the signings. You're just a yes man, carrot and stick merchant. And on top of that, Sancho, they're not going to pay the 300 grand of Sancho, and they've got to pay 25 million on top of that. The likelihood is they might pay that penalty fee, according to the Pornstein, of 5 million, which I think is around 10, 12 million, to have it right. And if he loves all the players, why did we let go of Viega after 6 months and João Felix after 6 months? Who he says he did want, and they're saying he didn't want. So, yeah, I think you're in the mud there. I think you're waffling. You are a yes man, and you wouldn't be in the job if you weren't a yes man, because you could be micromanaged and be dictated, and that's why you're in the job. But James says we have our way of playing, our style, and our objective is to win every game we go into. He says on Enzo Maresca, he's been amazing since he arrived. I wasn't sure what to expect when he came, but he surprised me a lot, and how advanced his football knowledge is, and his understanding the way he sets up and wants to play. Well, that's great PR, wonderful PR to back the manager. But when Reece James was asked who's the best manager he's ever worked under, he said Thomas Tuchel is the best. So, yeah. Enzo Maresca's nowhere near Thomas Tuchel. He's not elite. So this is all just PR to make it look like, yeah, the gaffer's great and we're landing it. Also, when Enzo Maresca says about we're a better team now and this and that, can he explain why the PR from Kieran Gill is telling us that it was nothing too serious? That match against the under 21s and under 16s combined was only 50 minutes. Well, that's false. It was 80 minutes, 40 minutes each half. So have it right. And if you're even telling me 50 minutes, how have they scored 3 goals in 50 minutes, 3-0? How have they beat us 3-0, our first team players? So how are we better? We should be schooling the kids. Oh, sorry, we've only got kids in our first team. So that makes sense. What a shambles, and that is an outright embarrassment. Does that fill me with confidence going into the Spurs game? Not really. Not really. Not at all. I'm actually very concerned, bruv. I'll be real. It's very nice of Chelsea and the admin to put Cobham from above. That lovely real estate that they've sold to themselves. It's a limited company under Blueco, along with the Chelsea women's team, the hotels, the car park land. You know, I've named all this ages ago. Let's have it right. But it's only coming out now, isn't it? Yeah, that's a lot of real estate they can build on and go and find some cheaper land to go and have a Cobham training ground and build that. Well, let's have it right. Good advertising by Chelsea Football Club and the owners. But now we've got the Matt Fraud Law Blunt Dagger. He's come out today on the London is Blue podcast, the ones that blocked me as well. They both blocked me. Big up to you lot. He says one of Petrovic or Sanchez is getting sold. Really? Why? Why only one? If Petrovic comes back to Chelsea, they've got to increase his wages. So do they want to do that? Everyone is saying Petrovic is our best goalkeeper, and I kind of agree. But at what level is Petrovic? He's playing in the French league. It's not the standard of Chelsea. French league is nowhere near the Premier League. So I don't care. That's not the measuring tool, bruv. That's not where you measure how good a player is. But he's developing. He's got a better environment at Strasbourg to develop than he has at Chelsea at this moment. Or Sanchez is getting sold. But Sanchez is Ben Roberts' number one goalkeeper, and that was Brighton's third choice goalkeeper, who's still our number one goalkeeper. I think they should sell about 8 of the goalkeepers we got and buy a world-class goalkeeper like Diogo Costa. How about that? The club will only move for a goalkeeper if a superstar becomes available. What superstar? A superstar in the making or an actual established superstar? And where's the money coming from? And what wages are you going to pay this superstar goalkeeper? Because superstar goalkeepers will want more than 150 grand a week. He then says Hermansen from Leicester was deemed too short and not good enough in the air. Why are we looking at Leicester? Delap, Sesko and Osimhen on the list. No, Osimhen's not on the list, Matt Law. You're waffling, bruv. Yeah? He also put out Osimhen to Chelsea is still a possibility. It's not completely off the table. PR, bangers and mash, waffle, no onions, no gravy, burnt, hard, mash, no lurpak. Let's have it right. Osimhen ain't coming. Trust me, he ain't coming. If he was going to come, he would have come on deadline day when Fabrizio Romano was noshing off in his Heineken glass going, here we, oh, come. Yeah? We would have paid over 150 grand to bring Osimhen. No, it's not happening. So let's squash that one. It's a guess, but I could see a scenario where Jackson gets sold in the summer. Oh, that's not a surprise. These clowns value him about 70 million. That's a lovely profit. In 2 years, we got him for 30 million or something like that from Villarreal. He scored 8 goals in 8 games or something like that, playing right wing, and we're playing him as our striker. He's our number one striker after spending 1.5 billion, and he's not good enough. Let's have it right. But obviously, Jackson's back. Oh! Yeah, moonwalking where? To fucking nowhere. Into Sloshpot DMs. Let's have it right. Delap and Sesko, though, they're the ones that we're looking at. 100% it'll be Delap. I'm hearing narratives like, oh, Delap scored 11 goals for Ipswich. That's fucking unbelievable to score 11 goals under Ipswich. No, it's not. I mean, what are we doing here, bruv? Ipswich is getting relegated. This guy is not good enough to play Premier League at a top level and also in Champions League football that we can't get right now. Mate, but he fits the model, fits the price range, fits the wage structure. He's only on 20 grand a year. But it's a guess that Jackson might be sold. Well, doesn't surprise me, does it? They need to sell 12 players to buy a world-class striker, apparently. And a defender. But there's no talk of a goalkeeper, or now there is a talk of goalkeeper. They don't know what they're doing, bruv. They're all over the gaff, mate. Yeah. Recruitment's been a shambles, as we know. He says Todd Bowley wants a multi-sport new Chelsea stadium. Well, let's ask. A lot of people asking for tickets for tomorrow's game. Well, go to Tout Todd and you can pay $400, guys, and get yourself a nice couple of tickets or a ticket for Chelsea v Spurs. They're all on Vivid Seats, have it right, and we're still waiting to hear from Meatloaf Bowley about Vivid Seats because it's conflict of interest. And who exposed it? Myself and Eunice Talks Minerals. Let's have it right. But he wants a multi-sport new stadium. Well, of course he does. And so does Egg Barley and Clearlake because it will generate maximum profit. But who's going to fund that? He also says ownership situation is concerning and could come to a head this summer with either side needing at least 1.5 billion to buy out. So on top of Clearlake's 1.2 billion with double-digit interest from Ares Management and the syndicate bank loans, they need to push out or borrow a further 1.5 billion to buy out Meatloaf Bowley, Wiz, and Walters. And Walters and Meatloaf Bowley want to take over the sports game. They want to create a sports multi-sport empire, as he's spoken about. Let's have it right. Well, he's killing football, and Clown Lake and Egg Barley are killing Chelsea. And together they're killing Chelsea, or they killed Chelsea. But there could be some sort of movement there. We were told that they can't sell and they're locked in for 10 years. But now we're hearing they can buy each other out, or they could all sell, to have it right, and they can pay off the debt and give it to a proper owner that loves the club, that respects the community, respects the supporters, wants to win and show true ambition, not this trust the process PR and base our whole model on Brighton and a low wage structure and restricting us in the market to build an elite football team to win. Because that's not the aim. The aim is to generate maximum profit. He says Pies, Santos, Penders, Petrovic and Sarr heading to the Club World Cup. Great, we don't care. Club World Cup PR is a load of bangers and mash waffle. I'm not interested in it, to be honest with you. Yeah, let's get through this season. Yeah, let's get through this season. So that's where we are right now. As a football club, it's actually very worrying, mate. It's very worrying. Yeah, go to Todd the Tout. There you go. There, the price is there. Nice and cheap. Nice and cheap. Is what it is, bruv. Line-up wise, I expect this fraud gaffer, yes man, to play Cole Palmer because they're desperate, even though he's in pain. Play Jackson, who's had no run-up. Play Madueke. Play Neto. Sancho probably be benched. Enzo Fernandez, Casado and Reece James in the middle. Trev Chalobah, Colwill, Fofana and Sanchez. Oh, and Cucurella. That's it. And if you cannot beat Spurs, then I'm telling you tomorrow night, I'm going to have a fucking meltdown. I'll have a meltdown. I will not accept losing to this team. I will not accept it. And they're in the gutter. They're in the mud. So no excuses. No excuses whatsoever. That's all I've got to say for now. Apologies for no stream and that. But I've been very, very busy. But salute to all my Minerals FC Ultras. No surrender mentality. Win, lose or draw. What? Blue coat out. Let's have it right. And we'll salute with Don Roman. And put all your comments down below. Smash the like button. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Roman Abramovich.